Hello, welcome to the Tabletop Empire. It is me, Nate. This is the third video I think I've done like this, where it's pretty just gonna be me talking to you guys, just kind of letting you know what's up, what's gonna be coming up, what can you expect, especially now that our first actual play is done. Maybe some of my thoughts on how it went and what I can maybe expect for the future, or what you can expect. Again, this isn't really scripted. I have a couple bullet points in front of me. I'm hoping this will be more of a casual conversation. But before we begin, I do want to say a huge thank you to everybody who watched the show, who bought the merch, who supported on Patreon, who supported via YouTube memberships with our Boost Die Club. Every single one of you are so incredibly appreciated. I did not think that our first actual play would have received the response it did. The cast and myself are all incredibly proud and love the story that we told, and we're stoked that there are people like you who also really enjoyed it. So thank you so much. But you may be wondering, what about our next actual play? So at the moment we are planning to do another one. It might be a little bit of time. So estimated start time is going to be either, I'm thinking, like August of 2026 or maybe January 2027. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but the main thing that will determine the start time is really going to be, can we raise the funds for the stuff that we need to do the next one? So a little bit of context and background for Dark Underworld. Simon's computer has been having some issues pretty much throughout the whole thing, but creating a lot of headaches. There was a couple times where like the uncut version just had missing audio for some people. That would even sometimes happen with the YouTube one, but we're typically pretty good about catching it. Just with running through so many different pieces of footage and kind of nested timelines, and if you don't edit, that might not mean anything. Just it takes a lot of computer resources to export, a 2-hour, 3-hour long video, and his computer isn't the best, so we need to get him a new one for the next one. Probably going to be like a Mac Mini or something in the $1,000 range that can work really well, but also is a realistic thing for the channel to be able to afford for him in 9 months to a year from now. The other thing is that my microphone and then Lacey and Joe's microphone were giving us some issues that we managed to work around, but just the stress of not knowing if the microphones are going to work or not was really creating some issues. So upgrading my mic, Lacey's mic, and Joe's mic with a little bit of an upgrade too. And actually, thanks to Patreon and the Haunting at Ypsilon 14 fundraiser stream, I was actually able to go ahead and upgrade my microphone. This is the first video with the new microphone setup. A huge thank you to everybody who supported in that event and on Patreon for allowing me to go ahead and make some videos using this. All that to say, as far as what the actual play will be, all we really know at the moment is, one, Jeff is going to be GMing it. He actually has run games for Edge Studios and Fantasy Flight Games at Gen Con and other conventions around the US. He also is one of the 3 people behind RPG sessions, and he's also become a really good friend over the past year of us doing this thing. And so I would love to be a player with Joe and Lacey and Noah, and I'd love to be a player with Jeff too, but I'm really excited to be a player in a Star Wars RPG campaign with somebody who's as good of a Star Wars GM as Jeff is. So he's going to be GMing the next campaign. I'll be a player. I'll return to the GM seat probably for actual play number 3. As far as the book we're going to be running out of, we are in talks at the moment of a Force and Destiny campaign. And it's looking like that's what it's going to be. Joe, Lacey, Noah, Jeff, and me are going to be the cast members once again for the next actual play. It's us 5. It's just me and Jeff switching spots. We're not taking on any more seats or people on. There's a possibility of more guest features or something like we did with Order 66's GM Chris. We may have some more stuff like that possibly. It's not guaranteed or currently really in the talks or plans for that. I'm super appreciative and thankful that there are people out there who enjoy it so much that they want to be a part of it. However, I'm probably never going to actually open up seats to random internet strangers because there's a lot of planning and prep and trust that goes into doing an actual play and having these people commit for the full time, as well as just internet strangers, they add a big risk that I'm not really willing to take. Whereas Noah has been my best friend for a little over 10 years. I've known Joe and Lacey for probably 8 years or so, and I'm very good friends with them as well. And then Jeff, I already had that previous business relationship with him from him sponsoring a couple of videos through RPG sessions, and I got to chat with him more in depth before playing. So there's already kind of like this repertoire I had with some people. So all that to say, I'm sorry, I will not be adding seats to random people online to apply or join into the actual plays, but I heavily encourage you to, if you want to do an actual play, find a group, do it, share it in the Star Wars RPG subreddit for people to watch and share. Actual play is one of the things that help keep the games like this alive. So I encourage you to try to do it, but yeah, we'll be keeping ours just within this group. So how can you help get this next actual play to start? Let's say you're super excited and you want it to be August instead of January. How can you help? Well, there are 4 main ways that you will be able to help. The first is to show up and participate in our live play events. We're going to be doing one in probably January, March, maybe like May, July. A couple fundraising live play events similarly to the Haunting at Epsilon 14 that we did on Halloween. There's going to be benefits and bonuses and stuff to donating and helping us raise these funds. Another great way is Patreon. That is just consistent monthly income for the channel to pour back into it. In all of the money this channel has ever made, the only thing I've ever spent on personal, not channel related stuff was like an $80 grip for my Switch. Literally every single penny I've ever made besides that has gone right back into the channel in some capacity or another. When you guys support on Patreon, it really is just helping the channel grow. I'm pouring everything back into the channel. So I'm super appreciative of all the people who choose to support on Patreon. You make the biggest difference on the channel. Another way you can help is by purchasing some of our merch at the tabletopempire.com/store. We have shirts, hoodies, posters, journals, phone cases, some kids items, some Dark Underworld stuff, some not Dark Underworld stuff. If you're here like really soon after this uploads, there's a couple more days left of our Founders merch being available. That's kind of a stamp of you were here for Dark Underworld as it was premiering. It's going to go away forever after the year ends. However, we do have other Dark Underworld merch that I personally love. My favorite merch items are actually the new Dark Underworld merch with the poster on the front, or like the Can't Leave Coruscant. I think that's what it's called, Can't Leave Coruscant merch line. That's actually my favorite merch that we have, and I love that hoodie. I wear it all the time. But purchasing those things can definitely help contribute towards the amount we need to raise for the actual play number 2. And the last way that you can help is talk about it with your friends, talk about Dark Underworld online, just share it with everybody and everyone that you can. The more views, so in reality, the more views we get, the more chances of things like sponsorships being available. The way the sponsoring is going to work is it's going to be a little bit different next time. Now that we've done 30 episodes, I've learned from it. And so I'm going to make it better, hopefully for the viewers and for the people sponsoring. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for the next actual play. What will happen on the channel in 2026 until the new actual play starts? Well, I'm actually heavily starting to work on a new Star Wars RPG Beginner's Guide series, going maybe more in depth on certain topics that people have questions about, fixing some mistakes that I made in the first one, making it just a better watching and learning experience. So that's gonna be my main focus, is redoing the Star Wars Beginner's Guide series, because honestly, that's the number one thing still driving views on the channel to this day. And those were the first videos I ever uploaded. I think I could do them way better and make them more enjoyable for the viewers. So I'm gonna be working on that. I'm also gonna be working alongside with that a Genesys Beginner's Guide series for anybody who wants to learn how to play Genesys RPG. As you guys know, maybe have noticed, I made a post maybe a year ago saying that I'm not using AI art on the channel anymore, especially as you know, AI stuff has progressed and people are becoming more knowledgeable. I'm becoming more knowledgeable on it. Using AI art is not something that I'm comfortable with on the channel anymore, and I haven't been for a while. However, some of my Genesys Beginner's Guide videos, the ones that are already there, have some AI art stuff in them, so I'm probably just going to restart the series from the beginning just to get rid of some of that stuff, as well as I think I can maybe make some slight improvements now, because it's been over a year and my knowledge in making videos has improved since then. And it's not that hard to only redo 2 videos, especially since I still have the scripts and I can make the changes I need to and re-edit it the way I need to. I also have some other planned videos I'm going to be doing in between some of the beginner's guide videos that I'm super excited. A lot of that maybe going to be stuff that I learned as a GM doing Dark Underworld. I'm also going to be doing, again, fundraising, planning some events, doing some sponsor hunting, just trying to raise the funds for the next actual play, as well as I'm going to be doing some prep and planning for the next actual play. There's stuff like, you know, logistics and art and all the other things that go into it that will take some bit of bandwidth. So that's pretty much what you can expect from 2026 is mainly some Star Wars and Genesys Beginner's Guide videos, a little bit of other videos here and there, and then I'll be doing some behind the scenes work towards actual play number 2. However, reflecting a little bit back on this past year with Dark Underworld, I really didn't get that many other videos out unless we were like on one of our 6-week breaks between acts 1 and 2 and then 2 and 3. A big reason for that is because between planning, GMing, you know, like planning the actual sessions, and, you know, editing every episode with Simon, I didn't have the bandwidth for other kinds of videos. However, with Jeff GMing the next actual play, I think that I will have way more of a bandwidth. That takes like half of my week-to-week bandwidth from doing an actual play. So I'm hoping that other videos won't stop with actual play number 2. I'll be able to continue putting out videos alongside our actual play. If you're excited for more content we're going to be making, go ahead and blast subscribe down below. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss when we make our next video. It'll probably be early to mid-January, as I'm going to take the next, I'm recording this on December 3rd. So this is probably like a week and a half ago for you guys. I'm probably just going to be taking the rest of the month to relax and spend Christmas with the family. I have off work for a good bit of this month too. So just focus on my family, focus on refreshing the brain. So that way January 1st, I can hit the ground running with new ideas, ready to just work on some videos, make some content, and get it out to you guys. And I'm super excited for all the things I have planned, and we'll see if I can actually you know, not work on videos or not think about videos for December. I might get a little antsy and get that creative itch and make some stuff, but for the most part, I'll be taking it easy. But until January, when I see you guys with the next video, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays with whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great season, and we'll be back soon with some awesome Star Wars RPG content. I'll see you then. Until then, and as always, may the Force be with you.